I want to get your outlook take, but before I do that, I want to focus on something that's been very close to my heart in the narrative that we've had over the last couple of weeks since that failure of Saudi Arabia and Russia, OPEC Plus, to come to an agreement on output. And that, of course, is the implications for U.S. national security, because you and I both know very, very well that when it comes to the energy picture, that's something that President Trump has again and again tied very much to America's ability to enact an effective foreign policy. Where does that leave the United States today? And do you think that they've got any leverage with Saudi Arabia?
Hadley, I think there's been a real change over the last week. Obviously, the president has also always been interested in low gasoline prices, but it's become clear now that where we are with prices now, we're going to see a major decline in U.S. production. And so it has gone from being an economic issue to also being a national security and an energy security issue. And the fact that the administration sees the U.S. being basically the world's largest oil producer and an exporter as a plus in terms of foreign policy, in terms of the role in the world, and that could be now retreating if we're in this low-price world, if it continues for some time. And at IHS Markit, we see, if we continue kind of where we are in these low prices, we'll see a big decline in U.S. oil production. It will no longer be number one.
So it'll be a matter of U.S. national security, Dan, but at the same point, it's also going to be an election issue potentially as well, because we know and understand that a heck of a lot of shale oil producers in the United States have been trying to get the White House on the line. They're concerned about their companies. They're concerned about liquidity. They're concerned about, frankly, keeping afloat in this environment. But that also means jobs.
Yeah, so Hadley, there's sort of two different things there that you've raised. One is the condition, of course. It's already become a difficult period, a very difficult period in the oil patch. Budgets are being slashed. Capital spending is being postponed. People are being laid off. So all of that is happening, and it's kind of the shock is really hitting. At the same time, there is a political calculation in it. We have a system in the United States where we have electoral votes, and the state with the second largest number of electoral votes ahead of New York is Texas. Its electoral votes are almost twice that of Illinois and Pennsylvania combined. So we're in an election year where, almost just a little more than a half year away from a presidential election. And so what happens in Texas and in the other oil-producing states is significant. And in the last week or so, we've seen a series of Republican senators from the oil-producing states who have up till now been supporters of the military relationship with Saudi Arabia, now becoming quite critical. So this is very much getting caught up in U.S. domestic politics.